Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today's video is going to be focused on 10 things you should clean, but you probably don't, right? And here's, you should also put down your Christmas tree because it's getting late, Amy. We're not talking about putting down the Christmas tree. We're talking about 10 things that you should clean, but you probably don't. So these are things that I always forget to do, and then I'm like, oh, I need to clean that. So maybe it's going to differ for you, but let's go through and see 10 things that I forget to clean, and I should clean those regularly. Number one, the dishwasher. Now, you use the dishwasher and you think, oh, it runs by itself every single day with soap, so I really don't have to clean it. Well, let's get in and see what kind of yuck is lurking inside the dishwasher. The dishwasher, I can't honestly, like I've pulled food out of the bottom where like if I see a pea or a piece of corn or something, I take it out, and I've pulled out the bottom where you take that little top part of the arm and looked in there, but I've never lifted up that meshy screen. Ew, gross. I don't even know what that was. As I did, I took it out and I was like, yuck. Jensen goes, Mom, you're brave. I'm like, that's disgusting. So what I did is cleaned it off in the sink, and then in the bottom there was a little bit of water. We lost power, so I'm assuming maybe there's a little bit leftover water in there. I just took a brush and kind of went over the little screens in there, and then I didn't rinse it down because we are actually going to load it right now and run it. So, but at least like the corners, because that's where all the gunk is at in the dishwasher there. So nasty. That was definitely a nasty cleaning spot that I don't ever clean. So hey, do you clean your dishwasher out? Let me know because I don't. So, all right, that's done. Number two, toothbrush. Do you really ever clean your toothbrush? Or do you just brush your teeth every single day and not actually clean your toothbrush? So for most people, but maybe not most people, like we go to the dentist every 6 months for a cleaning. That's just the rule that we do in our household. Not everybody does though. Maybe you don't have dental insurance, or maybe it's just too costly. I get that. So like every 6 months we get a toothbrush. Does every dentist give a toothbrush, or is it just ours? Like I've never been to a dentist where they've never given a toothbrush. So we always get a toothbrush every 6 months. We trade that out, but not everybody does. So sometimes in the in-between, it's good to disinfect your toothbrush, especially after like sickness. Like I think about, I was talking to the girls about this, about the dirtiest things. I said, think about it. How many times do you ever clean your toothbrush? They're like, what? I said, think about it. That thing goes in your mouth every single day. Yes, you brush out the germs and bacteria and you rinse off and spit, but you still use it. It'd be like using a washcloth every day. So yeah, gross. So maybe they have bristles and certain ones that don't get dirty, you know, like antimicrofibril ones, I don't know, but anyways, just use some. We use peroxide, that's what I have. So just spray it on there, squirt it on there, wipe it off. You don't have that, you got alcohol, use alcohol. Just make sure you rinse it off afterwards, whatever you have to disinfect it, and just soak it for a few minutes, let it sit, and then come back and do it, and then your toothbrushes will be done and clean. Number 3 is hairbrushes and combs. Now, I grew up and my mom did hair, so she had a beauty salon, like a beauty shop right behind her house. So every single, I don't know, I feel like it was every week, I'm sure it was every couple days, she would have like those old-fashioned brushes because she'd use them on the ladies' hair, and they're the prickly kind, so there would be hair. So she would constantly have to clean off her brushes. So her brushes were spotless, and then she'd soak them in, she used some kind of chemical soap, I'm sure. I'm just using alcohol and some antibacterial soap. Grab some dish soap, anything, just to get the greasy stuff off. I don't know, shampoo, anything, just to kind of work and get the, you know, the stuff that would be caught on your brushes and that. So, and clean your brushes, like get the hair off them. I try to do it mostly on like my blow dryer. I have like the Revlon one-step blow dryer, so it has the bristles on it. That does get full of hair, so I clean that off very regularly. Probably that's why I don't have a lot on my brush, because I usually use it on my blow dryer. So clean it off real good, and then soak them. Put, like I said, put some alcohol in there, let it sanitize, and then just set it on a towel and let it dry overnight. There you go. That's another thing to clean. So how do you clean your brushes? Do you wipe the stuff off? But maybe you don't. I don't know. Another dirty place that probably doesn't get cleaned. Number 4 are remotes. Remotes for your TV, remotes for the video game system, remotes for your light. We got remotes for everything. We got remotes for LED lights. So wipe off those remotes. Remotes are another thing that gets extremely dirty in your home. And how many times do you actually wipe off your remote? I remember when my kids were little, like when they're babies, what does a baby play with? Never plays with their toys. What do they go for? The remote. They love the remote. They love playing with the remote. They love chewing on the remote. I would just give them remotes that didn't have batteries in them and we didn't use anymore, because because it worked for them playing with it. But I realized how dirty a remote is, because how many times do people touch it? I'm sure their hands are not clean. So clean your remote off. I've got some disinfecting wipes that I'm using to wipe mine off with, but you do whatever you have. You just have, just get a rag with some cleaning solution and wipe it off. Just clean those up. That's something to clean off each time as well. Number 5, light switches. Go through and wipe off those light switches. Lots of people are touching them. Lots of germs are accumulating on those light switches. Light switches. Okay, that's probably like a given. Like, you make sure you wipe your light switches off, but I feel like that's one of those areas that just gets overlooked because you're busy wiping all your surfaces down, but you forget, like, hey, you need to wipe the light switches up because that's what everybody touches all the time. So don't use obviously a soaking wet rag on that because that's electricity, but just use, a damp cloth to wipe everything off. Good to do on a daily basis. When we had younger ones at home, it was part of the weekly chores. I kind of forget to do this stuff now and don't usually wipe off the light switches until I see they're dirty or I know it's a deep clean time. So I'm faltering in the way of light switches. So wipe off your light switches. Number 6, purses. Your purses. Okay, I feel like this is something that no one does. How many times, where do you put your purse at? It sits down pretty much in everything. In the grocery cart, when you're out, you set it down on things unless you're carrying it nonstop. Purses get dirty, and I didn't realize that. I think I don't know, when I wrote a blog, I did a blog post on the dirtiest things in your home, and one of them was the purses, one of the dirtiest things, and I'm like, yuck, that is so gross. And but you think about it, that's how much that touches all the dirt, so just wipe it off. Make sure whatever you have, this is a leather bag, so I have to be careful, obviously, with it, but you can use leather cleaner, whatever you want to use, but I'm using disinfectant wipe to clean it off, and the straps, because those get dirty as well. And then while we're at it, my keys, yeah, those get dirty too. So I'm going to wipe off my keys. Keys weren't part of the list, but keys are very dirty because a lot of people touch those keys. So wipe off the keys and wipe off your purse. So while we're at it, I'm looking at my purse and I'm like, what's something else that you touch all the time? Your credit card or your debit card, constantly touching that on my purse. If you had a wallet, the same thing, but that's where I store mine, is in there. So another dirty thing to clean. Number 7 is the toilet brush. Yes, the toilet brush holder, I would say. Okay, so I was just going to do your toilet brush container because that's nasty. That gets really nasty. But it's not nasty for everybody. I know myself, I clean my toilet and then I flush it and then I rinse off the toilet brush and put it back in the toilet container, the holder. So my toilet brush container is clean, but I have noticed in the other bathrooms where I am not the primary cleaner in that room, and I see how they might not rinse it off when they put it back. So that just reminds me to, hey, I think we need to have a lesson in cleaning off the toilet brush container. But I know some people put a little bit of essential oil in the bottom of where the brush goes, or you can put a little bit of vinegar in the bottom just to store it in there. Whatever, you can do that too. But just, the best way to do it, just rinse it off when you're done, and then there's no germs in there. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You can even spray it when it's in your toilet. Just spray it off with some cleaner, and then put it in your little container to hold it. That's going to keep that clean. But if not, stick some, even put a cotton ball and put some essential oil on it and stick it in there, and then it'll smell really nice for a long time. And then, hey, since we're right here, let's grab the plunger, because the plunger gets dirty. And again, I would clean it off, but since it's not just me in this household, there's plenty of other people using it. They may not rinse it off. So I'm just going to put them in my tub here, clean them off, because my tub is going to get clean. If this was a brand new tub, I would not put it in here and do it right here in my little area, but I am going to disinfect my tub afterwards, not in this video. So I'm just spraying them with bleach, letting them sit for a few minutes, and then I'll rinse them off. Number 8 is the doorknobs. How many times do you wipe off doorknobs? You might do them regularly inside and out. Maybe, maybe not. I know I don't unless I'm doing a deep clean. So doorknobs are on my list of things you should clean that you probably don't. Doorknobs. Do people really wipe off their doorknobs? I hope you wipe off your doorknobs. Probably people do those more now, being aware of germs and stuff like that. But I just go through and there's literally a doorknob. Do the front and the back. Do the front and the back. I could go through the entire house. There's a bunch of doorknobs to wipe off. So clean off the doorknobs. Number 9 is your computer, keyboard, and mouse. Another area that gets really dirty is a keyboard, a computer keyboard. Now, mine is kind of flush, so I don't have to worry, and I don't eat by mine, so I don't get crumbs and stuff over mine. But people that do that, you can use different tools to get out. I think I've seen that putty slime stuff you put in there. It's almost it looks like gel slime. You stick it on there, it pulls all the gunk out. But you can also use an air gun. Like a air gun, we use it for our, you can get a can of air or I use the air gun because I blow like out our fireplace. Just blow out, it'll get out all the little kind of crumbs and yuckies. You'd be surprised what gets in your keyboard, like old school keyboards, and then like will get on the little motherboard and just ruin your computer. And it's basically food. So but I don't have any food on here or anything. It just gets dust and stuff. So I just wipe it off, and I wipe mine off pretty regularly because I have to transport and take it places with me. But wipe that off. Wipe your whole keyboard, your laptop off, anything that you take places. Because again, more germs. Another area you might not think that you clean, but you should. And number 10 is your trash can. Any trash can in your house, you should be washing these out regularly and cleaning them out because they get dirty. Now for trash cans, we also, if it's nice outside, we would be washing it with the hose. And we do in the summertime, or spring and summer when it's a little bit warmer, and I have the hose out there, we do rinse ours out like a lot more regularly than we do through the winter. In the winter, I just look, when I pull out the trash bag, I'm like, is there water in the bottom? If there is, I rinse it out. If not, then I'm like, it's okay. So, but in the summer, we'll take it out, hose it off regularly, and let it dry in the sun. That works out really good. We also clean our big giant trash cans because those get dirty as well. So, and then any of those, the little ones for the bathrooms, if they get dirty, I say clean those trash cans out because those have lots of germs lurking. As I was cleaning these 10 things that I don't normally clean that need to be cleaned on a regular basis, I was thinking about there's so many more things that are so germ infested that like I don't clean all the time, and you know, some things I forget about. And so I thought, why don't we do a nice community effort here, and you list in the comment section below 5 things that you would clean that normally people don't, or that get overlooked, or you think people overlook. Because maybe this list today, maybe you do all these things, I don't know, but leave them below. Give me 5 things that don't always get clean that you think should get clean, or things that are really germy and we have to make sure that we do clean. So put those below, and when people are reading through the comments, they can look through and go, oh, I have this. And you know what I'm going to recommend you do? Get yourself a list, and on your list from this video, the things that I cleaned, and then what you're reading in the comment section below, make a list of 10 things that you can clean today. You'll be able to get it done in about a half hour to an hour, depending on how quickly you can clean things up. Get it done. Make a time today. Give yourself a half hour in the afternoon or in the morning or tonight or whenever or tomorrow, and just get these tasks done. Just go, okay, I just need to clean it because it's good to disinfect it. It's good to get it cleaned out, and just tackle them, get them done. You'll have them done and go, okay, I did 10 things that were pretty dirty and I got some germs off there. So it'll make you feel good. So I'm going to give my extra 5, even though I gave you 10 things, a little bit extra because I had a few extra. I had 5 more things that came to mind, and I'm like, wow, I should put these in the video, but I didn't. So one of the things that I know that I don't own, I know when we did have it, it gets so dirty all the time, a dish drying rack. Clean the dish drying rack. The very bottom gets all yucky and scummy and gross from all the water. Clean that off regularly. That's so important to do because it's just a breeding ground for bacteria. That's where you put all your clean dishes. So a dish drying rack, make sure you clean it. I use a dish drying pad mat, and we change it out pretty much every single day. So we don't have that issue anymore, but that was one of the things that I thought we could add to this list. And my second one, the bread drawer. The bread drawer, they call it the bread drawer, the bottom drawer in the oven. Okay, so I clean out my stove and my oven, all that down, but you know what I never do is that drawer. That drawer, when I open that drawer up, there's crumbs in there, and I'm like, ugh, it is not cleaned. So I didn't even clean it for the video because I knew there's a bunch of stuff in there. So clean out that bread drawer. There's probably a lot of burned in food, stuff that's dripped down. Wipe it out, clean it out, take that drawer out. You can vacuum underneath your stove and get cleaned under there. That is another thing that does not get cleaned in my home very often. Another thing that came to mind that I remember when I did a blog post on the dirtiest things to clean in your house, I think it was way back in the day. And I remember reading about how dirty vacuum beater bars are. So dirty, so dirty. So we have the robot vacuums, and they do have that little bar in the bottom, but they get dirty. So I know myself, confession time here, I probably clean those twice a year. Yeah, twice a year. We clean them out every week. We get all the hairs out every single week. If they were dirty or full of gunk, we would definitely clean them, but I don't wash those all the time, so maybe twice a year we clean those all up. I say, okay, get the vacuums out, let's wipe everything down, and let's soap everything, disinfect everything, and we clean those out maybe twice a year. I know that's not ideal, but that is what we do in our home. But I remember thinking, like, the vacuum that you're cleaning, like how dirty all those germs are constantly on the beater bar. So wipe off your beater bar once in a while, spray some Lysol on there, clean it, because that's just literally going in everything. Like, I think when I vacuum my couch, okay, you're vacuuming the floor with all the germs, you're cleaning all the dirty places, then you put up on your couch and you clean your couch. You're spreading germs everywhere. I know, it's one of those things you don't think, but germs are spreading. So clean out the beater bar for the vacuum. Another thing that gets dirty and accumulates is sponges. Sponges. I think of sponges all the time. And a real quick way to clean your sponges, throw them in the microwave. Put them in the microwave and turn it on. It'll just kill and zap all the germs. Gets rid of them. Don't put in the metal ones. Don't put in the metal scrubbers, but like your regular sponges. Can you put scrub daddies in there? Can you put scrub daddies in the microwave? Are they plasticky? You better Google that before you do it. I don't want to get in trouble here. I'm thinking regular sponges. Just throw them in the microwave and turn on, and they will get all the germs off in 2 seconds, and it's done. Because those will breed germs as well. And then something for myself personally that I don't clean, like very rarely that gets dirty, is my vlog camera. I am constantly touching my camera right here. I'm grabbing things. I'm turning and adjusting, touching the button. I'm like, how dirty my vlog camera is full of germs. Like I wish I had like the LED, or is it LED? The UV light, where you could see all the germs. I probably would not want to. I probably would not want to, because there would be a lot of germs. There would be a lot of germs. So, but you know, germs, there's germs everywhere. There is enough germs in this planet right now to wipe us all out, right? So we do have some immunity. God does give us grace and some immunity to fight off things naturally, but to cut back on the exposure to things, think about wiping a few things off in your home. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed today's video, a little bit different, but leave again in the comment section below 5 other things that I didn't even think about, because there's a lot. I know there's a lot. I was like racking my brain, asking the girls, I'm like, what is something else people don't normally clean that I'm like overlooking? So leave below 5 things, if you can think of 5 things of what you think, like in addition to the ones you saw in this video and the ones I said that should be cleaned, that are overlooked. So, all right, you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm going to see you again tomorrow with another video. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.